and this is the Dreaming Show. In today's show, we are going to talk about how to overcome anxiety and live a better life. My awesome guest is Andrew Pierce from Anxiety Free Living. Hello, Andrew. How are you?
Good, thanks, Gabby. How are you?
Really good. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you. Anxiety is a huge topic. There are many people out there suffering anxiety. Could you tell us, please, Andrew, what happened to you?
So I used to experience both general and social anxiety. Back in 2011 was when it really became prominent for me in my life. And it was, the social anxiety was very much around worrying what other people were thinking of me and judgment. If I made a mistake, it wasn't the mistake itself, it was worrying how I'd be judged for that. So there'd be times where even walking down the street I'd feel a bit uncomfortable and anxious because I had this belief that people were looking at me and negatively judging me. So I was held back, I was reserved, and feeling uncomfortable was the worst thing of all. If I was going to a social event or a party with friends, I'd be quiet because I would be in that fearful space. So it affected my life in that way. Then the general anxiety was very much around the future, fearful of not succeeding, of struggling in life, of maybe winding up in a job and a life that I don't want to be in, and the fear of maybe never being able to get out of it. So
tell me something. When you had anxiety, was there any specific trigger at that moment?
It was, yeah, the two big triggers for me were the future, worrying about the future. I didn't have any direction at the time with what it was that I was doing. And triggers were what other people were going to think of me and making mistakes. I didn't want to be seen as not capable of doing something. So trying something new, I'd avoid trying something new or doing something in front of other people because I had this expectation of myself to just be able to do it right first time, every time. So that pressure that I put on myself resulted in the anxiety that I experienced.
So you felt scared because of to do some mistakes?
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me something. Somebody told you when you've been a little boy that probably you've been doing mistakes.
Did that?
At that moment when you've been a little boy, somebody, I don't know, friends, the society, family, someone told you that probably you are not good enough, that you've been doing mistakes?
Yeah, I don't have the exact memory of it, but it certainly would have happened. And very much in the society that we do live in, the pressure or the expectation around success and achievement, and then the negative connotation and consequences around getting something wrong or making a mistake is something I come across a lot with my clients, is that fear of making mistakes and then those patterns of avoidance.
Tell me please, what are the signs of feeling the anxiety?
So racing thoughts, sometimes being anxious and not even able to be aware of what it is that you're anxious about, but the thoughts are just racing. Sweaty palms, dizziness, increased heart rate. It can be a light flutter or quite a heavy thump in the heart. And in terms of behaviour, avoidance in social situations, going red in the face. And when you become aware that fear is influencing your decisions, fear is holding you back from doing what you want to do, and you do experience those physiological responses, there are some symptoms, certainly, of anxiety that are quite easy ones to pick up on as well.
I heard some people say that when they feel these kind of signs, they feel like they are dying. They feel that like they are going to have a heart attack. Is it true?
It does certainly happen with people. So
it's just the sensation or the imagination, but it's not true. The heart is okay.
The heart is okay, yeah. So fear and anxiety can't hurt us, but we believe that they can. And sometimes the physiological responses, the pounding heart, the sweats, and because it's so full on at that time, it does get a bit dizzy. It's that acute pain, that short, sharp feeling and intensity of being anxious, that then people become anxious about being anxious.
Yeah,
So,
worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they are thinking that the worst thing at that moment. What would you say to people that they are watching us and probably feeling that kind of anxiety?
What I would say is that anxiety can't hurt you and fear can't hurt you. It's all created within the mind and it's triggered by an external stimulus. And at that time when those responses come up, that anxiety or the fear is intense, simply allow it to pass and remember and know that it cannot hurt you, because in those moments the resistance comes up to the feelings and then there's the fear on top of the fear, or the anxiety on top of the anxiety, which adds to it, and then things just get worse. So remember that fear cannot hurt you, and in those moments sit back and allow whatever you're experiencing to pass.
Thank you, Andrew. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
In your case, tell me, what did you do exactly to overcome the anxiety?
So for me it was expanding my awareness and understanding how I have been thinking and how my thinking was working for me, and being honest, being 100% honest with myself and getting clear on what it was that I was fearful of, and then taking responsibility for the thoughts and the behaviours that I was having in life. Because when you come to that place of awareness, you can then consciously let go of what's been holding you back. You can face what it is that you are fearful of, and you can change beliefs and mindsets and start installing positive and resourceful ones that are going to support you moving forward, achieving and being whoever it is that you want to be.
Did you do some courses? Did you read books to help you?
Yep, so I study at the Coaching Institute, and you study human behaviour. So it's how we think, why we think that way, how the thinking works for us and so on. Because when you understand this, you can kind of step out of the conditioning and step out of the program, and then, you know, not just be sucked in by it and make a better choice for you, because you're making a choice either way. You can start making a conscious choice, which is going to get you the results that you want. And then I read an amazing book called Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by David R. Hawkins. And
could you say again, please, the name of the book?
Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by David R. Hawkins. And to anyone watching, I would 100% recommend getting this book. The most personal change I've experienced was from learning the human behaviour in the book, which is gold, and then applying what I've learned. And it's very easily applicable. I give this book to all of my clients, and they all love it and achieve amazing results from it.
So, could you say that people can have a cure? They can change?
Yeah, absolutely. Anxiety isn't forever. It is really, from the human behavioural perspective, we create our own anxiety through the way that we react to events, people and life in general, the beliefs that we buy into, the thoughts that we put light and energy behind, and the choices that we make in life. And when you take responsibility for that, it may be a bit, you know, scary initial for some people, but the cool thing is we've created our anxiety, so we can create something different, or we can uncreate it. That's what I think is so exciting, and it's all by using the power of the mind, expanding your awareness and making different choices. So starting to live that anxiety-free life is more than just a possibility, it can be a reality.
Could you tell an example? If someone wants to have different thoughts, for example, because you say everything is the thinking, the thought that they have. Could you give an example, please, between two people, negative and positive thought, and they are going to create anxiety?
Okay, so someone who has the negative thoughts would be basing their thoughts and their decisions out of fear. And at the end of the day, there's two emotions, primary emotions, fear and love, and all the rest are byproducts of those. So we make choices in fear or in love. When you make a choice or a decision in fear, there is doubt, there is worry, there's stress and there's anxiety. So someone could be going into a social situation and fearing that they're not good enough and that they're going to be judged. and then they're going to worry that way, and whatever thought comes up of these people are thinking this, they're going to buy into those thoughts. Whereas someone who chooses love, maybe love for themselves and love for other people, and trust that by just being them, that's more than enough, when they go into that social situation, a negative thought still might come by, but they don't put the energy behind it and buy into it so much. And it's being able to stand back and be the observer of the thoughts. And then a positive thought of, you know, I'm going to go in and enjoy these people's company and they're going to love seeing me, is then the thought that you put energy behind. So it's choosing, we've got the option, fear and doubt or trust and love. And two of those create completely different experiences of life for us.
Awesome. So it's a really good strategy. Thank you very much. Could you tell us please about your business? How people can contact you?
Yeah, so my business name is Anxiety Free Living. The website is www.anxietyfreeliving.com.au, and you can contact me through that, and there's coaching applications, or you can email me directly. And I'm currently doing one-on-one coachings and running workshops around an anxiety-free formula that I've created as well.
If people want to work with you one-on-one, so how long do you work with them to change, to overcome the anxiety?
Cool. So I've got two packages that I work with clients with. One is over 4 months and another is over 6 months, depending on what the client is wanting to achieve, where they're wanting to head in life. And over those 4 or 6 months, we do coaching sessions, values elicitation, learn about the law of attraction, and the benefits are that you will start to live amazing experiences because of the confidence and certainty that you now have within yourself. You'll be creating new opportunities for yourself as a result of raising your vibration, and you'll have new and improved relationships because of who you're being on the inside, and you'll be the kind of person who's leaving a legacy of how to be as a human being. Be that example. People love being around you for who you are.
What you say is very powerful. Thank you very much. Would you like to add something before we finish, Andrew, to the audience?
Yeah, finally, I just want to say that if you want to create change, you have to create change. If you continue to go with the same thinking, you're going to get the same results because the same thinking does produce the same results. So anxiety isn't forever, and you are good enough to experience an anxiety-free life.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for being here. Gaby Company, Melbourne, Australia. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.
The Dreaming Show.